Happy New Year to you. I welcome you to 2026. I am just so happy and excited to be back. It's been a moment. How have you been? Like for real, how have you been? So I just want to kick off this year like with just a few lessons that I learned last year. And if you're just seeing this for the first time or see me for the first time, this is Standing Strong podcast with me, Favor Etie, the Favor Etie, communicating life values, making great impact. So, first of all, I just want to start out with this number one: desires or wishes won't change anything if the prerequisite actions needed and discipline is not put in place. So you know how you kind of like you just wake up one morning, you're just feeling like, oh, I desire, I wish that I was at ground 20 level 20 for instance, or so and so person, or I've gotten this, I've gotten that. If it only ends in desires without you putting take notes, the prerequisite, like the actions, putting the right actions needed to get you from ground zero where you are, or level zero where you are for instance, to level 10 as the case may be, and then if not just the actions alone but discipline to be able to execute. So let's say you desire to kind of like break off of certain bad habits, or to build certain habits, or you want to attain certain goals. If it's only just ends at desires and you're not putting in the right actions, you're not taking those steps towards it, you'll find out that the year will come and go and you are still where you were as much started. You'll discover that you it just feels like it's just repeating the same pattern and the same cycles. So let's don't just end with desires. Put in the requisite actions and have the discipline to execute, because you can have the desires, put in strategic plans and all of those stuff, but if you do not have the discipline as well, it will still be the same thing. So desires alone will not bring about the change you want. It has to be backed up with prerequisite actions and disciplines, and then it will result in it will yield the positive result and positive changes rather that you desire. Do you get that? Then number two, when God gives you an assignment that seems like mission impossible, it looks like, where do I start from? What do you mean I should do this? Don't run away because it feels impossible. Don't let your what ifs and what nots stop you. Don't let the insecurities you have, oh, this is I'm not ready, it's not going to be perfect, or this and that. Don't let any of that stop you from carrying out the assignment that God has dropped in your heart. So let me explain a bit. So sometime last year, I had this impression, it was just so strong, that I should embark on posting every day for 100 days. When I heard it the first time, I was like, what? You did not even say 30 days, or for 20 days. Even 60 days would be okay. 100 days, what am I going to be posting? What if I'm unable to kind of like complete it? What if I fail? What if I stop? What if? But somehow I just summoned the courage and decided to start. And then to my surprise, I exceeded 100 days. Some of you might be wondering, okay, maybe if you were following me or like, okay, this girl is counting. Why are you counting? It was for a reason. I exceeded 100 days, and it just goes to, it may not even be necessarily like what God, maybe like a God driven assignment. It might just be something that a goal, a vision that is birthed. However way, don't just be carried away with the impossibility of it. It, don't let the fears and the what ifs stop you, because you never know how much and how far you can go, right? You can even surpass your wildest imaginations or wildest expectations, right? But if you do not start, you would not know. And a lot of these things, sometimes God just needs you to just take that bold, in spite of the fears and the worries and the what ifs. God just wants you to take that bold step amidst all of that, and He will supply the grace that is needed for you to carry out that assignment because you've stepped out in obedience. He will supply the grace needed. So also with any other thing, like whatever it is you desire or you have in mind, a vision, it might seem very difficult to achieve, but just start. Start from somewhere. Just start. And you'll be amazed how much and how far you can do and you can go. Which leads me to the next point. It's number three. Don't let your failures stop you. Your failures do not define you. So while I started, it's right that for those first days, right? I was missing some days, and then because it has not really entered into me like that. And then some other days, I will actually think that okay, I've posted. It's later I will now remember that oh I haven't. Do you get until I really caught up with it and it just got in. But still, a few other days I still missed some days. Oh, I felt so bad. Anytime I felt so bad, and I will have this thought. Okay, I already missed some days. I feel like is there any point continuing? What's the point? Like, let me just stop and all of that. But somehow, because I know that the least I should do should be 100 days. Like I had someone courage to, in spite of the failure of missing a day in quote and unquote, to just keep going, to keep pressing like nothing happened, like nothing ever happened, like I didn't even miss any day. Do you get? So I just kept pushing and pressing and pressing and pressing. And then before I knew it, like I was counting like 290 something. Like, so life sometimes happens. I remember there was even one particular time for 2 weeks. I think that those times I was terribly sick. I think for 2 weeks straight I could not post, and coming back was somehow difficult. But I just had to push through all of those thoughts and just kept going as though I never stopped in the first place. So life sometimes would happen. Don't let your failure stop you from doing that thing which you know you're supposed to do, or from continuing in that right goal or something. Don't let your failure stop you. Push ahead, push them aside, and keep pressing on. Apostle Paul said I pressed towards the mark of the highest calling, so I had to press. There were times, but I just kept pushing and pressing on. So don't let your failures stop you, right? You are not your failures. And in the midst of the failures, quote and unquote, keep pressing until you get it right, until you hit the mark and even surpass it, right? Number what now? Life will test your result. I think number four. So life will test your resolve and your why in starting a thing, a project, whatever. And if you're not convinced or resolute enough, the opinions of men verbally and non-verbally, and even your failures sometimes would make you to stop, will make you to drop out. So while you're embarking on something, it's good enough that you have a strong why you're doing what you are doing. So that when the ups and downs of life comes, you have something to fall back to that would motivate you, that will propel you, that will push you, that will give you a reason to continue. Do you get that? They kind of like seem similar, but I think they're a little bit different. But